What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to kind of go through the steps of how to order up a car or something through the dealership. From my first time experience ordering this or going through this process, it's actually really simple. What I would do is, whatever dealership you're going to, get in contact with them, set up a time to go in, or just randomly show up, and most of the time they're just kind of just chilling, but as long as they're not too busy. So I'm gonna go through each step through the Chevy dealership that I went through. They were really nice and really cool about it. It's actually super simple, and honestly it's probably more easier doing it this way than it was just going to the lot, seeing what they had, and just hopefully they had something that had all the options you have, or may had extra, so it's going to cost you more. You don't want all those extra options, so this may actually end up saving you some money, or if you build it the way you want it, you know what you're paying for and whatnot. So when I first walked into the dealership, I met with the sales guy. Super nice. It was actually his first. He said I was one of his first orders going this way, because he was super young. He was probably in his early 20s, so he said he's fairly new. So it was kind of cool watching how this general manager was helping him out through this whole process. If you're around in the Kenosha, Wisconsin, I actually ended up going to Fox River. Was it Fox River or Fox? What is this city here? Fox Lake Chevrolet. Super awesome dealership, real nice. I mean, they treated me like I was family. So when I got in there, they basically went to let's see, close to Nora. There you go. They basically went to their website. So they went to exactly what I'm just gonna build what I built straight out, which is just a basic 2023 we can go with that. Of course, it only comes with the short box. I personally love the short box trucks. I'm not a big truck person. A lot of my friends know I'm not really a big truck person, but I mean, trucks are actually super handy to have. So obviously we had to go with the short bed. Trim, we went with the ZR2. This is basically exactly step by step that we did. We went with the sand dune metallic, which is awesome. I think that tan looks pretty sweet. They had some upcharges, which is kind of weird. You think they would have upcharges, especially on the blue. Red, I mean, I know red's kind of a more expensive color to make, to turn it red, but for $500 if you really want red, $395 if you want blue, nitro yellow. I don't know how I feel about that one, but I really like the sand dune metallic. I think the sand dune metallic's pretty sweet. The bronze, it's not too shabby. Then obviously you have your kind of your standard colors. You got your gray, your black, and your white, which is basically your two main colors. I guess what these ones for working in the auto industry and how the paint booths work is, if these top ones are their main colors that they're going with, it's easier for them to change out. So if you have a couple odd ones in there, these ones kind of are more. It takes more time to won't really set up, but changing over the paint is kind of a pain. I worked for Chrysler for a while, so I know how that part ends up working. I never worked in the paint shop, but I've always worked in assembly and body shop, and also material. So I ended up going with the sand dune metallic. I personally love the tan. That's what I actually want my Gladiator to be. So then they give you the wheels and tires. I want the bead locks, and I told the guy I really want the bead locks, but you have to, you know, steel dry it. You have to get all this extra, basically pay an extra $9,000 for, you know, for the set of rims that I want. But you can always get those aftermarket. So I ended up just going with the 17-inch standard rims. Obviously, I wasn't going to go down steel rims. I wonder if that actually takes off a whole bunch. Underbody camera. Oh yeah, you still gotta buy all that extra stuff for it, but it's alright. So we went with these rims. I think that color match would be pretty sweet. The cool thing is about what they do with the ZR2s is you can take a Silverado's rims for some. If you really like the Silverado rims, they have the same bolt pattern, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of unique to a vehicle. Usually they're all pretty different. Didn't do wheel locks because I just chuck them. I think they're stupid, and I mean, I get it if you're trying to save your rim for not being stolen, but they're so easy to break anyway. So then we went to the interior. We just went with the standard seat. I don't know if this really upcharges a lot. If you did a lot, no, yeah, it's another $1,500 if you decided to go that route. So I mean, for leather seats, which I don't mind the leather seats, but you get the memory, memory settings, you get the blind spot assist, rear center console, which I ended up still getting the rear console. The front and passenger air cooling seats, I personally don't. I mean, they're cool, but it is what it is. Stuff that I personally don't really need, that I don't think that was really worth it to me. The only thing that I kind of wish I was getting would have been the heated steering wheel, but again, that's something that I guess I really personally didn't need. So we got the bucket seats. Just to kind of make it different, I did do the yellow seat belts just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. But again, if you wanted that you have to spend another $1,500. But so I didn't end up getting that. So then we went to the packages. I don't think I selected anything in here. Yeah, I mean $9,000. I mean, you're spending almost an extra 10 grand, so you're spending almost 60,000 for Desert Boss Edition. Which eventually I'm gonna swap out the bumper. We can click on that. See if there's a. Yeah, so I mean, you get the rims, which is cool, which is an actual bead lock rim, which is cool. For this light bar for extra 10 grand. I mean, I think it looks sweet, but for 10 grand, you can find one aftermarket that's gonna be good. But I'm gonna be putting a rooftop tent on it anyway, so I'll be taking it out. So it's not really worth it to me. So cancel out of that one. Cool, that's pretty sweet, Max. So then go into the other options. Exterior, I didn't really do too much. I did put the lighting on because I think it comes with there. I did do this badge. I think I did this one too. Yeah, because just to have it all blacked out. Those are all comes with the package, so we didn't really select that. For these tie downs, I didn't really do the tie downs. So then we did do the center. Did we do that? I'm not sure if we did that or not. I think maybe we did. I know we selected this one, and the main thing. I know we did select the bows. So it came with. So I guess yeah. So it came with the bows. So I think that was the. So yes, it came with it because I selected the Bose system. That was like my number one thing to have was the Bose system, and I think we ended up doing the interior. It's already coming with the 11 screen, which is pretty cool. That'd be kind of cool to see. I've never seen this in person, so underbody cam, which would be kind of cool, especially for rock crawling and stuff that they're probably going over, but it's not really necessary. Cargo management, I got a refrigerator already, so obviously we're not going to be adding that in, because more stuff you add onto this and they throw in there, it's more stuff that's going to be put on your thing, or on your package. Maybe you didn't select that. No, I don't remember. But then I think I was around 51. You know, floor mats. You know, for $200, you can get a set of WeatherTech mats for probably $50 more, and you get all 4 of them. I guess you get all, but WeatherTech is probably would be my go-to. Cleaning products, not really worth it, in my opinion. All this 4K, I mean, this is stuff you can also add on later. You don't need it like right off the bat if you're just trying to, you know, get it to, you know, just to get your vehicle home. You know, then you're paying another $90. So, I mean, is it really worth it to order up the weather mats? Up to you. So that kind of brought my total to 51, you know, about around 51. You know, of course this is all not what I'm paying. So they end up taking your build out sheet, which is basically what I built. They print it off, they give it to the general manager. Since we're ordering it, you had to put down $1,000. Just to kind of hold it. They kind of run your they do run your credit, you know, which is whatever. I mean, either way you're gonna have to have it just to kind of hold that spot for your name. But overall it's pretty simple, so I got everything I wanted into this truck. So I think that was kind of the cool part of it, that was nice and simple. I wish I kind of done that before. I probably would have cut a few of my other vehicles that I had. You know, so now it's just a waiting game when GM puts it on build. I've been working on some of the Facebook forums of people putting their orders in. You know, last month, it's in mid-March, and they're just getting it, their build sheet. So I'm guessing mine's going to be around June, which is cool. That's fine. I'm not in no big rush, like I said in the last video, to get my ZR1 or ZR2. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna be sweet. I think it's gonna be a pretty sweet looking build. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. So that's literally all you had to do. It's simple. And then, well, I guess after they print this out, they get, you know, after you're done talking to them, you pay your $1,000 to hold it. Then they go in their system, they select everything you want, and then they said they'll either get a hold of me, which I did yesterday, so it'll be today, that they'll either get a hold of me, tell me build number, and a couple other things they'll talk. So they'll tell me how to track it. I think that'd be kind of cool to see on how to track the vehicle. Like I said, I worked for Chrysler for a while, so I'll track the vehicle through the system that way. Just kind of, I knew how to do that, but that was more internal. You know, how to track a vehicle, where it's located and whatnot, especially when a family member or one of your friends orders a car from a dealership and they're trying to figure out, you know, if they get your track number or a number, you type it in, you know, on the computer at the desk, and then you see exactly where that car is. So there's a couple times I found the car, you know, was able to take a picture of it and say, hey, your car is stopped right here today. It's going to be rolling out the door probably today or tomorrow or the next day. Just all depending on how the line's moving, parts, and, you know, everything, how the assembly line works. But yeah, that was basically how to order a vehicle. It's super easy. It's actually, personally, I actually think it makes it more personalized vehicle for you. So this truck's gonna probably mean more to me than just picking a car off the lot. It just goes, give me this one that has these options, but I really didn't want this option on it. But unfortunately, this is what you have on the lot. I'm paying this extra stuff that I really don't want and don't really need. And the cool thing is about this dealership that the last few dealerships that I went to, they tried, well, we got to add another, $3,000 for underbody coating, some other packages you really don't want that drives you nuts, so now I'm paying $51,000. Now we're up to $55,000, which, every $1,000 you spend is another like $20 or so, however they do the math that you're paying a month if you finance it or you're paying it right out the door. But if you really don't want those packages, because this truck's gonna hit the trails, my truck's, it's gonna be just like my Gladiator. It's gonna see trails. It's and I plan to do stuff with this truck and document it. So this is my first series of it. Of this truck. There's really not too much out there about it right now, because they're just starting to start being built. So I think it's going to be a pretty slick. Personally, I really like this look a lot better than the past generations of them. I think the headlights, I think they look pretty slick. These headlights right here, I think, are pretty cool, and it just kind of looks a little bit more mean. So now we already starting to look for parts. This is for our last generation, so this is just kind of stuff that I'm kind of looking into, not to get really sidetracked of what's out there, what needs to be built, and what can I manufacture, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's basically how to order up a vehicle. It's super easy. Like I said, it makes it a little bit more personable. So I think that's it's a good step. So I know this motor that's in this vehicle has been, I think what I read was around 300,000 vehicles that are out there, including 1,500. I mean, that's pretty impressive. A 4-banger and a 1,500. The towing is good, because I think, what does it say? What was it? I think a 1,500 is up to 10,000 pounds. These are up to roughly around 7,000 pounds. I think the ZR2s are at 6,500 pounds. And if you get the basic, I think it's around 5,000 pounds. So it all depends on what trim level you have. We will see how they do. So it depends if you have the high output, just a standard motor, the high output that's putting down 430 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty impressive off of a 4-banger. And I hear nothing but good things about this motor, so it's going to be interesting to see. So hopefully it comes in soon. But like I said, I'm not in no rush to get it, but it'd be nice to get. So yeah, that's about it for now. We will jump back into another video probably next week. We'll start talking about probably more in depth on the motor, and then all the options that actually come standard probably on it. So, but this is just my video of my experience of how ordering it was. It was simple. Like I said, I think it makes it more personable. Makes it really feel like it's your vehicle. So yeah. So this was interesting video, or you want more details maybe on the vehicle itself, and leave it in the comments, and we can talk about that. I think it'll be pretty slick. I think this is gonna be a pretty awesome vehicle. So thank you. Sorry, hopefully I didn't drag this video out too long, but that was basically step by step on how to order up a vehicle. So hopefully you liked it. Hit the like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.